we also want to deploy a few, probably a million at the least, agents for our enterprises. All these supports, right, are directly getting, transformed into AI agents. One agent is an admin, the other guy is a super admin, the other guy might be a QA, the other guy might be a processing agent.
And this also is an AI agent that you're...
Yeah, it's a compliance AI. So, and this processing can be anything, right? Financial processing or HR processing or any type of processing, right? So we are now able to define and design agent roles and responsibilities based on that they communicate among each other, and they also communicate with other legacy systems.
So one of the earlier days when we started using AI and the customer came to us and said, I want to see some immediate benefits of AI. So what I did, or what we were talking about, is to look at what is their capabilities, right? And they were an Azure shop, they had Copilot. So then what we did was we got all the technical customer support tickets and now created a Copilot engine by which those customer support tickets can be answered. Right? Now, I'm sure we are building more such capabilities in terms of customer support and other capabilities. So how do you see customer support using agentic AI and making it better?
Yeah, all the, from a customer support standpoint, right? So we talk about SOC support, NOC support, all different types of support, application support, help desk support, global help desk. So all the L1, L2 of all these supports, right, are directly getting, transformed into AI agents, right? That's easy. It doesn't need any customization. It's like a direct deploy. The L3 ones, the level 3, level 4 ones are the ones that needs a little bit of training for our AI, which is kind of custom to
very specific to the business and functionality.
Specific to business and functionality. But it's so today it's like from our framework, it's like a direct deploy for all the L1 L2 and L3 and L4, as you rightly said. So it's a paradigm shift in terms of customer support. Now, if it's a voice thing, right? L1, L2, again, we are trying to train the models on different types. So all the standard languages are trained already, but then some custom, or specific languages which they need support, it needs a little bit of training. But it's a paradigm shift in terms of.
So how much time does it take for a customer, typically of ours, to deploy this model into their system?
Anywhere from 1 week to 4 weeks. So 1 week is I would say even 1 day to 4 weeks, because 1 day is like, a direct stuff, right? We already have it. It doesn't need any customization. It's direct deploy. But if it's something that needs a little bit of customization, a lot of business context and, personalization to business, it might need a little bit. But again, it's all depending upon what they come up with, right?
Yeah. And with these particular products, you are able to integrate it to any kind of applications like Jira or...
Yes. That's already there. So Jira to talk a little bit lower level, right? So, Jira to GitHub to any incident management, ServiceNow, and actually, in fact, starts from Salesforce, right? So you have your support cloud, sales cloud. So it's all across 360 degrees. So any level of connectivity that we can actually enable. Earlier days, we were waiting for all the connectors. You don't need it anymore as long as you have an API. That's
Correct.
it.
Correct. So from the customer support and Copilot, what has been the efficiency in terms of the ability to answer questions? So has your ability increased or efficiency increased in terms
absolutely. Increases at least 6 to 8x at the least at the beginning itself. And as the AI kind of learns it, right, it actually increases to probably 10, 12. It's all about, it's like a capital asset that increases the value over time, right? This actually, as it learns more, it increases. It actually starts showing value more to the customer and enterprise over a period of time. Yeah.
So I have also seen that we have been using it on requirement analysis,
right?
So and DevOps. Yeah. So how do you integrate AI agents into a typical requirement analysis and a DevOps structure?
Yeah, so typically requirement analysis, all this RFP analysis or all the requirement documents and everything, right? It needs there will be a lot of sections that you don't need to actually look into. There are a lot of sections you need to have a synopsis on top of, right? That is the first thing, right? So you have to have that thing. Sometimes you have to go for a comparative analysis. And on the DevOps side, I think since you asked, I think a lot of this integrations with the DevOps stacks, right, including Jenkins or Azure DevOps, anything that happens over all this, it's not just the co-pilot or autopilot that does the job, but all the agents that we put in the DevOps side, right? So we have set of DevOps agents that actually and it's actually specific to Azure as well as for the OpenStack.
So we have built very specific customer support agents that can connect to any kind of incident management or tools like Jira.
That's right.
And then create its own knowledge or language models using our language models or GPTs. They can start executing L1, L2, L3 support tickets.
That's right.
And then you go one step ahead, you have our DevOps agents, which can actually do a lot of DevOps management.
That's right.
That capability is existing.
Yeah.
And then when we come, how are you creating coding agents today?
So basically, a lot of it is like copilots, basically the code copilot of GitHub and Git. So and then we have a lot of IDEs, and we have these notebooks, right? The Jupyter notebooks and Colabs and stuff like that. It actually enables you to, kind of auto create a lot of code. And not just about auto creating the code, it actually enables a lot of value is going to come in the future in terms of refactoring the existing applications, right?
Correct.
So a lot of legacy applications has been, and it actually creates a lot of technical debt for our enterprises, for our customers, right? Naturally, earlier it is like a 5-6 months project in terms of refactoring everything and putting it into a new, so typical migration projects. Now it's like a few weeks of projects, right? A few weeks you can actually use copilots to auto-generate codes, refactor the codes. You can earlier days I remember in the beginning, right? You used to see a 10, 12 lines of code. A human, there is a limitation for human to think in terms of optimizing the code. But AI doesn't, the copilots don't have any limitation, right? So it actually optimizes to probably 2-3 lines, and the best code, the optimized code, less memory. Again, memory usage is a key thing. Again, that kind of directly connects with your your cloud spend, right?
Correct. And
so yeah, your memory utilization, your compute utilization, everything. So it's an earlier used to be a migration project. It is more like a refactoring and some functionality addition. Now it's more like a complete revamp, including the infrastructure part.
One of the wonderful use case that I like, which you guys worked on, was the large conglomerate for which you had legal documents.
Yeah.
So you had legal documents where every time they would come into a new area, they had new legal documents, and it will actually be maybe sometimes a subclause of the previous one, or it may be in direct conflict.
Yeah.
And you guys did this where you would compare these two documents and say exactly where the conflicts are,
yeah,
what can be done differently. And this also is an AI agent that you're
Yeah, it's a compliance AI. So basically it's all about compliance and regulation. So you have all these types of rules. And so whenever you get a new type of legal document, it has to be compared and contrasted with a set of existing, that specific area's rules, or if it's an organization, right, or specific BU might have rules, organization rules, it has to be compared and contrasted. So it's a lot of compliance. And then again, it's not just that, it's a lot of regulated verticals need a lot of regulatory stuff to be, kind of compared with. So it's a compliance AI. It's making sure that everything that operates in any region that actually complies to that specific legal or contractual framework. Yeah.
Okay. How has the concept of agentic AI evolved over a period of time? I mean, what were the initial technologies you were using, and now how did it evolve?
Conventional AI to, it's an evolution from conventional AI to Gen AI to agentic AI, right? So we had all these, our developers, the developers from the beginning used to say are these not cron jobs, right? Immediate questions. So these are intelligent cron jobs, basically, if you look it from a backend standpoint, right? So these are very intelligent. So earlier we never had an ability to communicate between agents. We couldn't communicate with existing legacy systems. Now it's like, transformed in such a way that it actually can communicate between, I told you about the role-based communication. So one agent is an admin, the other guy is a super admin, the other guy might be a QA, the other guy might be a processing agent. And this processing can be anything, right? Financial processing or HR processing or any type of processing, right? So we are now able to define and design agent roles and responsibilities based on that they communicate among each other. And they also communicate with other legacy systems, which was more like a dream come true for so many enterprises. And again, a lot of forward-looking enterprises are transforming their stacks already into it. But yeah, there is more to come.
And how does an enterprise adapt to this? I mean, what should they look at it from how should they focus on a specific office structure like a CFO's office, CTO's office? Where do you think the adoption is very high?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely, the adoption is definitely going to be a lot more on CFO's and CTO's office and also on CMO's office. Of course, they will do a maturity assessment based on which we actually enable them to kind of, deploy the right agent that they require. Be it for a CFO's office, be it APA or accounts payables, receivables, where you're processing a lot of invoices or let's say, sales orders or, purchase requests or whatever, POs. So you need, it's a lot of document intensive. And it's not just that, right? It's the insurance industry, so banking industry, so a lot of documents. So, and we used to say, guys, this is 2024, we are getting into 2025. This is a high time we need to go truly digital, at least on documents, right? Forget about other agents, but at least on documents, it's an absolute must. because you got to start the use human intelligence for things that are more intelligent in your enterprise, as opposed to using their intelligence into just doing some kind of kind of a work, right? So yeah, that's happening. I think a lot of sheer excitement is being seen in our enterprises. A lot of CIOs and CTOs and CMOs and CFOs are pretty much interested. As we speak, one of the large fire and safety manufacturing customers, his CIO is pretty much interested in terms of putting the whole agents into CFO's office, right? So, so he see the value and then start, giving a lot of budgets for all the other stuff. So again, it's a value ecosystem that everybody creates, and we love to be partnering with our enterprises and customers and partners, as part of our value ecosystem.
What do you think about the Salesforce
Yeah,
agent force?
yeah, so we love to be, we are actually, figuring out a way to, or probably in talks with them in terms of truly partnering with them, because that idea is actually exactly kind of coincides with our idea too, right? So where Mark Benioff says you want to deploy a few million agents in production in the next couple of years, we also want to deploy a few, probably 1 million at the least, agents for our enterprises, and truly want to create that AI value ecosystem through agentic AI. That's our mission. So I think our missions coincide. So naturally, and so is many other enterprises. I mean, Microsoft is also pretty much advanced on this. A lot of, and you don't listen a lot of Google and AWS into it, but they are playing a lot on the background, right? All their Google's Gemini Pro and Flash are pretty powerful large language models, and as equivalent to the GPT-4s. So yeah, and of course, I just want to mention the Llama 2 too. I mean, pretty good. Yeah.
So one of our vision is this year, in 2025, to reach 250,000 bots, and maybe by 2028 to get to 1 million bot. Do you still think that's a possibility, or we will get there earlier?
I guess we will get there earlier, because I used to talk about this compounding effect of agents too, right? So of course, the first couple of years will be probably 250, as you rightly said, probably 250K plus kind of agents, but it will compound a lot more exponentially as we get into the 27, 28 part, because I would be surprised if the CIOs or CTOs, don't want to go into an agentic framework at that time, because ultimately I believe in that human brain has to be used for more intelligent things than all these mundane tasks.